I want to go to Romans, the first chapter then, and begin with verse 18. It says, "For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who suppress the truth in unrighteousness." You know, sometimes it's really hard not to think, well, man, God's just mad at people. But really, if you think about it, God is really upset and mad about things not being the way they should be. You know, that's kind of a different thing. He's not just mad at people, but when things are not the way they should be and people are being oppressed and suppressed and the truth is not being revealed to people. And you think about how many people are suffering in this day and age right now because other people's belief systems and other people's actions, etc. And God is angry about those things that are not the way they should be. You know, sometimes we go to God and just say, you know, hey, this should be better. And he totally agrees with us. You know, he's for righteousness. And righteous means the way things should be. And the way things should be is good. They should be, you know, we should be strong. We should be healthy. We should be prosperous. You know, he says be at peace. And he says shalom. And it means just have a good life. So that's the way it should be. And it's fun. And I think sometimes when we read that, we need to not take it so personally. But we need to be... we need to understand that he hates evil like we do in Romans 12:9. You know, let your love be without hypocrisy, but abhor what is evil. He does not like what's happening to his children all around the world. And verse 19, because that which is known about God is evident within them, for God made it evident in them. I won't share a lot on that, but that's a really key verse here, is no matter where people have been raised, no matter what generation, there is a God evidence inside of them that God places within every person. Verse 20, for since the creation of the world, so this says from the very beginning, his invisible attributes, his eternal power, and his divine nature, boy, those are three great descriptions, have been clearly seen, being understood through what was made, so they are without excuse. I want to encourage you that when you meet somebody, they may appear like they don't know a thing about God, don't want to know about him, or they just got a lot of anger about God. But I want to encourage you to look at them differently and say, you know, from the creation of the world, God has been making himself known, his goodness, his nature, his power. He's been making it known. He's placed some of that inside them. And through what was made, if they'll just look, they can grow in that. And when you see somebody, know that God's already been ahead of you. That he's already been wooing them, and he's already been ministering to them from the time they were a baby. And no matter what their upbringing, no matter what cruelty they've gone through, God has not abandoned them, God has not forsaken them, and God has a plan for them. And that helps it when you're thinking about, you know, when you're trying to minister to them, is just to realize God's ahead of the game here. He's already been following this person. He's already been doing all that he can, and I can join with him in that and obey him. And then maybe I don't do anything, you know, just be quiet, but just gently love them, or maybe I can step up to the plate and be bold with them and speak some truth to them. But just know that God is not a respecter of persons. As much as he loves you and me from the time we were born, he does everybody else. And that makes a difference on how we see them and what will come out of us. Verse 21, for even though they knew God, they did not honor him. That word honor there is the same word that we just read about magnify or glorify. And even though they knew God, they did not magnify him, glorify him, give him due honor, him as God, or give thanks. Or give thanks, how important it is to give thanks. But they became futile in their speculations or their thoughts and their reasonings, and they became foolish, and their foolish heart was darkened. And so there's a process here, and you can go on to see how they profess to be wise, they became fools. But remember, that's a process. And so when you see somebody really in a bad state, there's been a process to get there. And there'll be a process to come out of it. And for you and I, we have the same opportunity. We have an opportunity to go into a process of getting, you know, foolish in heart, hard-hearted, upset, and disappointed, whatever else, and stop giving thanks and stop honoring God the way it should be. And then we're going to go into real depravity of mind. We're going to get really twisted.